I first got started in volleyball reffing when I was at a time when I needed money, and a friend of mine told me about reffing volleyball, and I was open to it. And he actually called me one day and said he needed someone to sub for him in a game later that week, and he told me that all I had to do was take a test. So I went down to the PIAA offices and I took the test, not having any knowledge prior to volleyball, and I took the test and I ended up passing, and then I did my first game that weekend. And that weekend I first came in to do the game, and I was super nervous, and I came in and I made that first call, and I knew right there and then that this is what I was here to do, and this was going to be my passion. So I basically started off doing a few games, and ever since then I've been hooked, and I do it to this day. When I was first starting my reffing, I actually had an injury on the floor, and it really makes you think. Our role as referees is to make sure the calls are called, but also that the safety of the players is intact, and to make sure we're doing a proper job of keeping everyone safe and maintaining the not only the integrity of the game, but the preservation of what people like about the game. So when I was learning the way of the volleyball ref, I actually instead of looking through papers and whatnot, I kind of just went right to the internet and went to YouTube, and I looked up the great volleyball ref Bob McNeary. He is the guru of volleyball coaching. I look up to him, and I watch his videos, and I learned everything from him. That's how I passed the test, and that's how I do what I do today. I met Bob at a convention about 2 years ago, and I actually kissed the man's hand, and I felt that right there and then that I knew that I wanted to do what I do, and I thank Bob to this day for him helping me. I always have a pregame ritual like all the greats. So what I do is I first go to McDonald's before a game, and I grab a small order of flapjacks, and I have 3 bites of them, not 2, not 4, but 3 bites. And then what I do is right before the game, I turn on my favorite Katy Perry playlist. Usually starts with a firework and then gets into Teenage Dream. Halfway through Teenage Dream, I have my 3 bites, and then I put down everything and I go in and I hit the gym. I go to the stand, I sniff the handprint, I try to identify who was there before me and understand the greatness and gratitude that I have for this game and for this sport. Ever since Deflategate, I've been making sure to do my best due diligence to make sure the balls are in the best shape. So what I do is before the game, I usually do some compression tests. I usually sit on the balls, to add warmth, and also make sure that they're proper in their inflation. And if that is the case, then we're set, and I'm ready to do what I do best, and that's ref. So, due to my little ball setting technique, I've actually been dubbed the goose, the gray goose, if you will, of the volleyball reffing world. And not only because of their egg setting technique, but also a goose is tenacious and ferocious on the court, and he makes sure what needs to get done gets done. And when it's time to migrate, when it's time to also get to the court and make sure the calls are made, I make the calls. So that's it. That's my story. That's how I became to be the man I am. To this day, I'm gonna ref, and to this day, I'm gonna do what's right. So on that note, have a good one and let the good times roll.